Welcome to day 5. It is day 5 out of the 8 days where we're answering 9 questions to step into 2025 with new energy to bring awareness. Okay, all of these questions create awareness for our goals so that we stop slipping back into the same old patterns of our lives, which are giving us obviously the same results that we currently want to progress out of, right? We want to progress out of them. So the key is to think about your dreams, your desires, the things that you want to do in your life. So why not do them starting now? Starting in 2025, right? We're only a few days away from it. So today is day 5. This is the 5th question. And it's really related to yesterday's question, which was also about the excuses that we make for not going after our dreams, right? But this one is, it's a little hard hitting. I'm going to tell you it straight up right now. The question is, I've got my journal here and I don't want to show you what I wrote, but I just wrote a bunch answering these 2 questions myself. So that's why I'm in this sort of state of like, oh my God. But okay, the question is it difficult or am I afraid of failing? Just think of one goal at a time, okay? Not everything that you want to do in 2025 or in your life, just pick one. It could be getting physically healthier, building more muscle, losing more weight. It could even be starting a new project. It could be starting a new hobby, right? It could be going on a trip somewhere, changing your jobs, relocating, whatever it is that you desire. Really, really think about that inner desire that you want to do at some point in your life and you just feel like you're not ready. Now focus in on that. Keep it singular, only one thought. Okay, now ask yourself, is it difficult or am I afraid of failing? Really sit down and just pick one. Am I afraid of failing or is it difficult? Sometimes could be both. Okay, so I'm going to first address the difficult part. If you feel that this goal is difficult, that's the reason why I haven't worked on it yet, or I've started a few times and then I've just stopped. Okay, so take that one goal. Once you realize, okay, the reason why I'm not working on it, or I'm afraid of working on it, or whatever it is because this goal, it's a bit difficult. Now, never ask yourself why. Why just gives your just why is not a productive question. It really, really isn't. So the question you want to ask yourself next is what? What is difficult about it? Okay. Never why, always what. By the way, I'm just looking at my notes because I just like wrote a whole bunch down here. So you have to identify tangibly what about it is difficult. What are the things about my goal that are difficult? Okay. And then once you write down every single thing that's difficult about achieving my goal, about having what I want, about becoming who I want to be, about doing what I want to do, that one specific thing, you write down every single thing that's difficult about it. And then you ask yourself, what can I do to fix that or to minimize this difficulty tangibly? It has to be a tangible thing you can do. Could be communicating. It could be buying something that will make it easier. It could be, um, changing one of your habits, just switching one for one, right? What can I do to minimize this difficulty tangibly? Basically, what can I do to make it easy and, dare I say, joyful and fun? Most of the things that we should be focusing on in terms of our goals should be things that bring us joy, bring us lightness, make us just feel like life is good, like life is fun, right? I'm all about the funness. Like, why am I doing this to my face? Why do I have like this bluish purple lipstick on? Because it's fun. I love it. I love color. So this is why I want to look like this today, right? Is it difficult to wear this? Not to me. Maybe it is for someone else, right? But why is it not difficult to me? Because I'm used to it now. There was probably a time, maybe, where I felt like, no, maybe I can't go out like this. Maybe I can't present myself on YouTube like this. What will people think, right? So anyway, now we're going to come back. to the question, which is it difficult or am I afraid of failing? And now we're going to address the am I afraid of failing part. You realize, okay, the reason why I haven't been working on my goal is because I'm afraid of failing. What is the next question? You realize, okay, I'm afraid of failing. I want you to identify, once again, write down everything that comes to mind. There is no right or wrong answer. There's like nobody's judging you. This is just you reflecting on yourself, right? So write down what would happen if I failed. What, what? Always something tangible. What would happen if I failed on achieving this goal, on having this thing, on doing this thing, on becoming this person I want to be? I'll give you some examples of things that ring true and have rung true for me. Okay. The first one is people would laugh at me, people would ridicule me, right? The second one is I might lose some money. If I go after this goal and I fail, I would have lost money. The third one is I might go through the whole process and it still wouldn't change anything, right? Maybe oh my God. I spent about almost 3 solid years traveling up and down India trying to find my perfect home. And I learned so much in the process. And I went through a lot of downs, rock bottoms after rock bottoms, but I learned so much and there were some highs. The two bestest, closest friends I have in my life came through that journey, right? So I had a fear, like, what if I just don't find the place? Like, what if the next place isn't the place for me, right? So write down what would happen if I failed. These are just some examples. You have to write what's true for you, okay? And then you ask yourself the question again, what? So we always start with what? What would be the consequences of that? Over here in my notes, I've written down, as you do this, it's important to acknowledge your feelings, listen to them before responding. We all love being listened to, and often we don't listen to our own selves. That's why I'm doing this 10 minutes of reflective journaling to create awareness, because this is one of the hardest things for us to do, is do this. I'm just going to check the chat real quick. Nothing there. Oh, hello. Hello, Tenzin Lad. Thank you for joining in. Really appreciate it. Okay. So listen to the feelings that come up as you identify what would happen if I failed. Okay. So now, what would be the consequences of that is the next question. So over here, I've written down the example of fearing that people might mock you, ridicule you, laugh at you if you failed. So I first acknowledge the feelings of, okay, if I do this and people laugh at me, if people mock me, I won't feel good about that. I might feel a little bit sad, actually very sad, that I'm putting all my effort into something that's so dear and so precious to me. And the people in my life, especially people I respect, are laughing at me, right? You might feel really embarrassed. You might feel like the people who you have in your life, especially people that you respect, have lost respect for you, right? Now you go through, you feel these feelings, and then once again, you respond to them. You respond to them after, acknowledging your feelings by looking at my notes again. Just give me a moment. Um, Once again, by asking a few questions. There are many questions you can ask, but I've listed 3 over here. Okay, so the first one is it guaranteed that the people you love and respect will actually mock you and laugh at you if you fail? Is that guaranteed? No. Usually, if you're doing something with sincerity and you have good people in your life, they might just admire you for trying. That's what I have. Those are the people I have in my life. So hopefully you have some similar really good friends. So it may not be guaranteed that they will laugh at you and mock you and ridicule you. Which means that it's quite likely that they won't lose respect for you. The second response is, if they don't support you or are kind to you, do you really want them to influence all your decisions in your life? Because if you do, if these are the people that you're around who you fear laughing at you, you probably are going to be playing small your entire life. You're probably going to be confined within the little box of expectations of you because you might constantly be afraid of, like, oh, if I step out of the line, if I step out of this box, I will be ostracized. People will not respect me anymore. I will have to live in shame. Oh my God, that is heavy, right? That is a very real fear that is certainly blocking you from working on your desires. The third thing is, and this is the most important question, this is the question that my coaches, especially my dear coach Jill, has, asked me many times this year as I've been on this journey. And that is it worth doing anyway, despite potentially failing? Okay. Failing is a potential. It's not guaranteed you're going to fail, right? But isn't it worth doing anyway? And if you genuinely answer to that, no, I don't really think it's worth doing if I fail. If I think I'm gonna fail, then I might as well not do it. I genuinely believe that. Like if I just don't think it's worth trying if I'm gonna fail. Then the truth is, okay, this is the truth. That means that your goal is actually not in alignment with who you want to be as a person, what your purpose is in your life in this lifetime. It's just that. If you feel like this goal that I have is actually not worth trying to do if I'm guaranteed failure, you haven't dug deep enough. You're not being honest enough. You're not going for that goal that genuinely lights you up. And there could be two reasons for this. One could be that maybe you're still in survival mode and you don't really know what it is you want to do, in which case I would say you should probably focus in on yourself and how to make yourself feel less chronically stressed, less chronically upset, right? And I think the more you turn within, the more that you are able to stabilize your life, the more that you are able to, you know, wake up with a little more energy, wake up feeling happier, enjoying your relationships, enjoying your home, enjoying your work. The more you're able to build a life step by step that doesn't feel like agony, that doesn't feel like pain, that doesn't feel like a struggle. One of the key words I hear all the time, oh, it's a struggle. I hate that word. Struggle. That's a heavy word. I don't want to ever struggle in my life. Hard work is different. Working hard, working long hours, very different. But struggle. Oh, no. That is not what we do. That's not what we're meant to do. When something is hard, you see tough people doing hard things. Professional athletes do. A whole bunch of people do. Right? I believe it's Michael Jordan who, once said, I'm going to put this away now, that he has probably failed at shooting hoops, failed at making shots. I mean, my brain's not in the basketball world, but right, but he's failed more times than people have ever tried. Failure is just a part of life, so go for it. Okay. This might be a little long, but I don't mind because I needed to share all of these things with you. My energy is a little lower than usual today because I myself wrote down a whole bunch of things and I have been journaling consistently for a couple of days now. And I think my life's about to change because the truths are coming to the surface and I can't deny the truths. It would not be honest of me. It would just be such a farce for me to tell you to like go after your dreams and do what you like when I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm not doing it myself. So I'm being confronted with my own answers here as I'm sitting here with you, and I hope that you are able to sit with some of these questions and get some insights yourself. And please share them in the comments below because I would absolutely love to see them. And I feel inspired when I see, the insights and the breakthroughs that you're making. I genuinely do. So you'll be helping me out. And also, I want to say that I have 5 coaching slots open for January, from January onwards. So if you would like to work with me, the description has my email address. Send me an email, a short little hi, interested in, starting coaching or whatever, and I would definitely get back to you super, super fast. Okay, Thank you very much for watching. Have a great evening and day, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 6 of the questions we must answer before we step into 2025. Bye!